Hi everyone, it's me, Kine, and today's Halloween makeup tutorial is this botched drag queen plastic surgery fantasy, loosely inspired by Sharon Needles and Glam and Gore. I think plastic surgery is so fascinating, but personally, I'd never go under the knife for real because, let's face it, I'm already perfect. And in any case, in this video, I'm going to show you how to achieve that highly coveted blow-up sex doll look using only makeup. A lot of this look uses standard beauty makeup, but you may need to get a hold of these items. If you don't have cream paints for the bruises, you could always use lipstick or eyeshadow or brow pomade. We'll get into more of that later, but here are the most basic things you're going to want, and the full product list will be in the description. To start off, we're going to glue down the brows so that we can draw new ones on that look a lot more cartoony. I kind of circle the glue stick everywhere so I can coat the back of the brow hairs, and then I brush them upwards in the direction of hair growth so that they lay flat. Lately, I've been using a little comb to brush them up, but you could also use a clean mascara or brow spoolie. Apply additional layers of glue for extra coverage and smoothness, and then wait about 5 to 10 minutes for it to dry. If you're a hairy ogre, you're going to need to apply more layers, and then once the last layer is dry, secure it with loose powder. Next, cover them up with a full coverage foundation or concealer. This is the Kryolan TV Paint Stick, which is a staple among those who don't like to let their skin breathe. I was feeling a little bit pale, so I added some warmth by adding a dark brown along the bottom of my cheekbone, as well as around the perimeter of the face. This makes you look less like an egg by adding dimension to the face and by slimming you down a little bit. I'm also going ahead and taking a highlight shade and etching out my brow highlight, drawing it higher and more arched than my real brows, so it looks like I got a facelift. Blend that downwards and then go ahead and set the entire face with powder. Using a matte bronzer, I'm adding more shadows to the sides of the face as well as the cheekbone. Again, this helps to slim down the face, but I like to take it a little bit further by going in with an even darker brown afterwards. This is from Makeup Geek. It's one of their contour powders, and I'm deepening the shadows. If you want to take it even more dramatic, one old school trick is to take a little card or flyer and hold it up against that contour and blend. That way, when you take it off, it creates a really sharp edge. Now I'm going to give myself a really pinched nose job, so I'm taking brown and going along the sides of the top of the nose. If you don't have a skinny nose, then just fake it. I'm not even contouring the natural sides of my nose. No, I'm taking it even narrower so that my nose looks ridiculously skinny. At the tip of the nose, add shadow in almost like a diamond shape. We don't want to take the highlight all the way down to the tip since that would give us a longer nose. Instead, we want the highlight to end a little bit short of the tip. And so we add shadow in the area in between so that it looks like the nose is almost upturned. Another technique is to do that classic exclamation point nose where the tip is just a dot so that it looks like the nose is pointing up at the ends and it's not just straight. Next, I'm doing eyeshadow and I'm just using plain browns with a fluffy brush. To me, that kind of ideal shape you want is where the nose contour meets the brown eyeshadow in the crease. It should all be cohesive and blend together nicely. And then you're going to apply some sharp winged liner. Along with the eyebrows, the winged liner will help elongate the eyes and lift the face up further, almost as if our temples were being pulled back and the skin was being tightened. Next, you're going to apply some shadow to the lower lash line, and then you're going to fill in the brows by following the template we made earlier, ensuring that it's darker at the outer ends and softer towards the center. Again, that's because when you add more darkness to the outer parts, it lifts the face up. If you want to look like you're a successful plastic surgery, you could stop here and then just do the lips, but I'm going to create the look of bruises. Normally when you get a nose job, you could get some bruising and it could even go up to the eyes, so that's kind of what we're replicating. I'm using a mixture of a red and brown cream paint first. I got this cream palette off of eBay for like $12. You can also use a red lipstick for this, but I'm using a synthetic dense brush and stippling and blending this color. We stipple it so that it looks patchy and imperfect as bruises naturally are if you look at reference pictures, but we also blend it so that you can't see the imprints of brush strokes and also so that the color is more faded. We want to make it look like the bruising is happening underneath the skin, so naturally it should look subtle. In the areas that I added too much color, I even blended it out with a sponge. Anyways, you can see I'm adding some more colors. A kind of bluish purple will stimulate kind of like a black eye, and also a mustardy yellow-green. Adding these kind of randomly in the areas of bruising, but the bruising is mostly red and purple. I also decided to rough up my cheeks and my lips, almost as if I was bruised from my cheek and lip fillers. Now that I'm satisfied with everything, I'm gonna fill in the lips. I chose to do this after that bruising because otherwise if I did the bruises over top, it would smudge the lipstick, but I'm starting by overlining them with brown. The only time I actually touch my natural lip line is on the two corners at the ends, so everything else I'm going way outside of my real lip lines. In the center of the lips, I'm applying a white cream paint. So as you can see, it looks kind of crazy, but we're contouring and highlighting the lips similarly to how we contour the face. Blend together the dark brown and the white using a nude lipstick, and then top it with a nude intense butter gloss. The overlining, the use of the dark brown and the white to ombre the lips, and the gloss over top, all combined will give the appearance of huge lips like you just got fresh injections. Apply some mascara, some false lashes, and some white zombie contacts if you want. You could also use just a natural eye color to make it look less like a Halloween costume, but next I'm putting toilet paper all around me as a bandage. If you can get actual gauze bandages, that would be ideal since toilet paper is kind of weak and rips easily, but for my purposes, it was enough. I initially wanted to leave some hair out, but I didn't like the way that looked, so I just ended up wrapping everything, and I used bobby pins to help it stick to my head at the ends. But, be creative with your costume and accessories. It's up to you what kind of story this costume tells. You could add some arrows and tears and do like a social commentary on body image and feminism, but I decided I just wanted to look like a weird, bruised sex doll. It's just a lot more fun. Whichever way you put your spin on the look, I'd love to see your recreations, so be sure to tag me if you recreate any of my looks this Halloween, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!